Hello YouTube, Steven the Human Monster here, and I'd like to give a little quick disclaimer here at the beginning here. This is my very first what if ever, so I would like if you guys could be a little lenient, please. I'm very bad at this, but you know, I'll learn throughout time. I do hope you all enjoyed, and this was really fun for me to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. But yeah. Don't worry though, the things at the end will be explained more in the second part of this, so don't worry about that. Anyway, I will see you all later. Peace. Hello YouTube, Steven the Human Monster here, and today I've got a very interesting video for you all. This is going to be the start of a new series which I'm going to call What If, which is more or less just a series of me going through different, more or less like either games, TV shows, and just making a what if for it, which I think is pretty self-explanatory for the name. And before we get into it, and before I tell you what the actual name of it is, I want to quickly mention a few of the channels that inspired me to make this series, which who are Masako X, Goku T23, Carthu's Dojo, and Salad Saiyan, who are all going to be in the description. Please, please, please check them out. Their what-ifs are very well done. Probably 10 times better than mine, like, let me tell you. Now, onto this what-if. It is, what if Bulma became a Saiyan? The first part of it, anyway. Because I do plan on making multiple parts to this, because this is quite a drastic change, if you ask me. Now, before you click off, though, and go, this is outlandish. Bulma wouldn't do this. There's no way. Well, you see, I beg to differ, and I have a very good reason to beg to differ. Let's just get into it, and I think you'll understand why. This story starts off way back at the very first World Martial Arts Tournament. Bulma is just sitting there, watching Goku fight, and just starts thinking to herself, what is this? Why is Goku so strong? He gets so strong so quickly. I wonder what causes it. Now, nothing really happens with this thought, because the thought keeps popping up in her mind for like a while, and over again, and it keeps bugging her. But nothing really, she doesn't really give up. She wants to try to figure it out on her own. But when the 5-year time skip between the transition from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z happens, she kinda loses it. One day, while she's just tinkering with some electronics, that thought pops back into her head. And she just thinks about it for a while, and she can't come with an answer. And finally, she throws up her hands and just simply states, "Know what? Where did I put that dragon radar?" She stopped everything she was doing, grabbed the radar, and went off to find the Dragon Balls. Before she left, she explained to her father that she needed to do something, you know, and she'd be back eventually, so her father didn't worry. She'd find all the Dragon Balls, put them all down, and she'd summon Shenron.
You have gathered the 7 Dragon Balls. Now, state your wish.
I wish to know how Goku is so strong! And at that point, Shenron would just explain that Goku is a Saiyan, not from Earth, and that Saiyans are a warrior race who usually fight as mercenaries. Now, when Bulma hears this, she gets an idea, and she quickly just jots it down on a piece of paper, as fast as she can.
Your wish has been granted. Farewell!
Oh, and there goes Shenron. He's gone. Now, of course, after 1 whole year, again, so this takes 2 years, so out of 2 of the whole years of that 5-year gap, Bulma gathered Dragon Balls. And she did it a second time to make one more wish.
You've gathered... oh, it's you again. Did you not like the answer to your wish I gave last time?
That's not it, Shenron. I wish to be made a Saiyan.
Are you sure?
Yes, but only change my species. Please.
Of course. Your wish has been granted. Farewell.
Now before we continue, let me explain why Bulma made that wish. She did it because she wants to learn and understand what is it like to be a Saiyan, and how do Saiyans really normally live. Now you might say in this moment, but Stephen, that makes absolutely no sense. Why would she want to know these things, and couldn't she have just asked Goku? Well, no. First of all, she had no idea of where Goku was at the moment. No one did. And not only that, even if she was able to ask Goku, Goku doesn't know about his past that much either. Like, at all. So what would he be able to tell Bulma? Not much. And again, she is a scientist. She'd like to know these things. Now back to it. Bulma feels a strange sensation go down her back and she sprouts a tail. And her hair changes. It becomes black colored and more spiky. And now, all of a sudden, Bulma, she doesn't feel much different at all, but it feels as almost as if this is normal to her. But she definitely feels more powerful, more strengthened, and she can't really fully understand why, and also kind of excited when she thinks about Goku. Now, when she actually tries walking, it's quite difficult for her because she's really not used to having a tail. So she's trying to walk back to the lab, and when she gets there, her father barely recognizes her. But he still can. He can still recognize who his daughter is. Just, he's really shocked by it, to be honest. He really couldn't believe his eyes.
Bulma, what in the blazes happened to you, young lady? You look so different.
Bulma would tell her father the truth, of course, and Dr. Briefs would be really concerned. He'd be deep down a little bit proud that his daughter went this far just to find something out about some species out in the an extinct species out there, but mainly concerned because of what Bulma told her father about what Saiyans were.
Why did Bulma need to go this far?
That's something Dr. Briefs would wonder for quite a long time. But no matter, she is still his daughter, so that's what truly matters here, and he will respect her decision. And now, since Bulma is a Saiyan now, she just sometimes gets this weird itch, as it were. Like she wants to train, fight. It's really strange, but she ends up scratching that itch when it arrives. So she ends up training for the rest of the years to come. And honestly, it's kind of shocking. About 2 years before Raditz shows up to, do his thing, she gets an idea to try and find Goku. And she remembers something. There's one place she remembers. Grandpa Gohan's hut. Of course, at this point in the story, Goku has made a house near that hut, so Bulma quickly notices this house. She walks over, gives a quick knocking on the door, and waits. Knock actually startles both Goku and Chi-Chi, who weren't expecting anyone to find this place. But it's not really just expecting to find the place, they just weren't really expecting anyone to show up. But alas, Goku answers the door while Chi-Chi tends to their 1-year-old, Gohan. Oh, hey there, Hey Goku, been a while, hasn't it? Goku, from hearing Bulma's voice, suddenly things spring back into place for him, and he's just like, Bulma? Is that really you? Of course, Bulma nods in agreement, quickly showing that, yep, this is Bulma. And out of nowhere, Bulma quickly asks Goku if he'd like to train with her. Now, you might think that Bulma would have hidden the tail, but in fact, she hasn't. She would have no reason to. She's the daughter of pretty much the owner of Capsule Corp. No one would dare question her. Goku, now taken off guard, stumbles around his words a little bit when he notices, and then he notices Bulma's tail. Bulma? Did you always have a tail? I don't recall you ever telling me. Bulma would then go on to explain to Goku about the wish she made, and also explaining to Goku what his real name was and what type of species he was. Wow, I'm a Saiyan? And you're a Saiyan too? I'm suddenly feeling really fired up. Alright, I could take some time off to train a bit with you. Let's do this! And now, Bulma and Goku would train quite often for the rest of the 2 years. Now, if I had to give a power level to both of them, I would say it would be 450 for Bulma, while Goku would be at 550. Now, the reason Goku doesn't get much increase is because Bulma's never fought that much, so she needs a lot of teaching. So, you know, Goku would do what he could to teach Bulma how he fights and stuff. So, that would happen. And eventually, the time comes where they would all meet up at Master Roshi's place for that big gang meetup. And when Roshi and Krillin see Goku, they aren't that surprised. They're more happy. But when they look at Bulma, they get shell-shocked. Bulma? What in the world happened to you? You look so different. Oh man. Why does she look so different? And for a third and final time, she'd explain that she made a wish on the Dragon Balls and is now like Goku, but she doesn't explain the Saiyan part. Now, the reason is because she's more focused on other things like training. Usually it's electronics. Anywho, everyone is having a pretty good time until Raditz decides to show up out of absolutely nowhere and crash the party. As he does. Now, when he first gets there, it's really normal until a very comedic moment happens once Raditz notices Bulma has a tail and also her appearance.
What? There's a Saiyan female on this planet? Oh my god, how in the world did this happen?
Raditz at first would just be surprised, amazed. He put up a finger to all of them and he'd contact Vegeta in a private channel.
Vegeta, get to Earth now! Watch your mouth! I'll come down once I feel the time is right. Why do you want us to come down so badly? Losing a fight or something? Vegeta, I'm serious! There's a Saiyan female here! A full-blooded Saiyan female! Are you not understanding?
And finally, Vegeta would understand this. And it's just... this is his chance to save the Saiyan race right there in front of him. And also get back at that Frieza person. He agrees to come down to Earth and pretty much just says to Raditz,
try not to get yourself killed!
Raditz says he won't, and accidentally, without noticing, mutes his scatter, but it can still be used to be tracked down.
So, brother, think I could stay here?
What? What's with the change in tone?
Well, I've got nothing else to do right now, so I figure I might as well stay here.
Goku's taken aback by this, and decides to allow for Raditz to live with him and his wife Chi-Chi. Now, let me explain something, because this is where I'm going to end it. But let me explain this. The reason Raditz suddenly is so not against Goku is because he's more like just shell-shocked that there is a Saiyan, full-blooded Saiyan female right there on the planet. So right now, he's kind of more like, frick it, dude, let's just stay here till Vegeta shows up. And that's mainly the end of it. Now this is where I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and this actually took me a while to come up with. Shockingly enough, this idea showed up while I was watching a video from Masako X, which is called What If Bulma Trained Like Goku? It was really awesome. Masako X, if you ever somehow see my videos, I'd like to thank you, because you are such a great YouTuber and you give me a great idea to do something, and I hope this ends up going somewhere in the future. Now that that's all said and done, I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you all later, because this is where we'll be leaving things for now. Bye-bye!